Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, and we're here to talk about Negan. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and I think it's a pretty good time now since we've been getting a lot of Walking Dead information. I want to talk about Negan's character for the remainder of the show. I want to talk about his exile that I think is going to be happening in the extra 6 episodes, and where it goes from here, and as well as some stuff that we learned about from Jeffrey Dean Morgan teasing a Negan spinoff. It was just a tease, but I want to discuss it because I definitely think it's possible. Obviously, before I do get into it though, general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up. And then also, since The Walking Dead is returning, I'm going to be doing a Q&A pretty soon. I made a post in the community section of my channel. If you want to go ahead and leave a question there, I'll be answering those in a video coming out pretty soon. So other than that, let's get into it. Alright, so we know that Negan is going to be a big part of Season 10C. We know he's going to be getting a spin-off episode, and that's actually the finale, so it's going to be a pretty big one, I think. But we know he's going to be having a lot of issues with Maggie. I want to talk a little bit about that. We know Maggie is returning, and you know, Negan and Maggie, that's going to be an interesting thing to see. I don't think they're ever going to be friends. The Walking Dead actually released this little promo. I didn't make a video about it. It's like 2 seconds long. It was just like a promotional thing. But we do see the scene where they meet. And it's really interesting because Maggie just walks away from Negan. You can see here that she looks at Negan and then just walks right past him. And then also in the other trailer, we got to see the other side of this where, yeah, she just walks right past him. You can see Judith there also on the left. And you know, it's going to be hard for anyone to convince Maggie that Negan is good, which, you know, I think maybe Judith might try to do that, because Negan saved her. I mean, I'm not saying that people on The Walking Dead are like the biggest Negan fans, like the characters, you know, like they know Negan, they keep their distance from Negan, but you know, they're okay with him. But Maggie, I don't think, you know, she will ever really be okay. And I think because of that, I think Negan may get exiled. And this also does relate to the comics, which I'll discuss a little bit, but you know, I'm not gonna go too deep into the comics or anything like that. But I'm just gonna talk about how it matches up with what's happening in the comics. But anyways, so we know in the finale he's gonna be leaving, which I think is why, you know, he actually just may get exiled. And the season finale, I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis. It says, Carol takes Negan on a journey, hoping to minimize the increasing tension. Negan reflects on the events that led him to this point and comes to a conclusion about his future. So that's really interesting there, right? Like, the first part tells us that Negan is leaving. Carol takes him on a journey because of the tension. So, you know, between him and Maggie, and I'm sure other people will be getting involved in there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe some people have to like pick sides. Like, do you agree with Maggie or do you agree with, you know, Negan? Or is there going to be someone else there who vouches for Negan? We'll see. But Carol decides to take Negan out. And I think it fits being Carol because she's the one who let Negan out in the first place to go kill Alpha. And she realizes that maybe she shouldn't have done this because now there's tension, you know, between her people. So in a way, we're already seeing Negan get exiled, right? Like it says right there, Carol takes Negan on a journey. What do you guys think that journey is going to be? Or, I mean, we already sort of know what the journey is. Like, it's basically another way of saying that Carol's taking Negan away from the tension. But that end part is interesting to me, like, comes to a conclusion about his future. What do you guys think that conclusion is going to be? I think it's a question of Negan deciding whether or not he wants to go back or he wants to, you know, go his own separate way. Now, in the comics, he does spend a lot of time by himself, so they could go that route, but the TV show is known to change things, so I don't think it's, you know, out of the question of Negan, you know, going back to the community and really asking Maggie for her forgiveness, and maybe she gives in. Maybe she doesn't want, you know, maybe she doesn't have to be best friends with the guy, but maybe she just says, whatever, you can stay, and that way Negan will be involved with the Commonwealth in Season 11. I mean, Negan will be in Season 11, I'm sure, regardless. Like, I don't think anything's going to happen to Negan in his finale. But it's just a question of what his arc is going to be in Season 11. Is he going to be spending a lot of time alone? Or is he going to be with the other characters? It is the final season also. So that's why I want to talk about that spinoff in a second. So how is Negan's story going to end? I mean, Negan is definitely one of the best characters. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a great actor. They're giving him a spin. I mean, they're giving him his own episode. Like a flashback. I think a spin-off is definitely possible for him. I'm sort of jumping ahead with that spin-off. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But to go back to his arc in season 11, so this is an interesting one because in the comics, when Negan does get or is on his own for a long time, we don't see that much of him. But I don't think the TV show will do that. I think the TV show will show a lot more of Negan, especially since he's such a popular character. But not only that, the TV show has lost some major characters in the last couple of years. Some major characters that is different from the comics. So because of that, I think they would want to keep their stronger characters on screen. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do things differently. It doesn't mean that Negan has to be part of the community. He could still be exiled, but he could just have his own arcs. Like maybe Negan could still be connected with the Commonwealth and deal with the Commonwealth, but just doing it on his own. Because remember, the Commonwealth is a huge community and a huge group, and we still have the CRM out there. We have all the spin-offs. There's a lot of stuff that could happen with Negan. The possibilities are endless, which pretty much relates to what I'm about to talk about with his spin-offs. Let's go ahead and read what he said. So basically what happened was that somebody asked Jeffrey Dean Morgan on Twitter if there's going to be a possibility of a Negan spin-off, and he said, and I quote, "I think there are many remote possibilities. We shall see." So it was a quick little response. This isn't like a scoop or anything like that, like, oh, we're gonna get a Negan spin-off and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I just want to discuss the possibility of it because I wanted to make this video about the Exile, and I think this is a good place to talk about that. So let's break this down for a second, because we know the show's ending with season 11, but we also know Carol and Daryl are going to be getting a spin-off. So because of that, not everything has to be like perfectly wrapped up, right? Because the universe is continuing. Certain things and certain characters definitely have to have their stories wrapped up. But we're getting the Rick movies, we're getting the Carol and Daryl spinoff, so there's definitely stuff that will be open-ended. And it's weird to think Carol and Daryl are gonna get their own spinoff and what's gonna happen to the other characters. Like right now, the thing that comes to mind is, okay, they're just gonna be living back home and doing their own thing while Carol and Daryl go off and they go on their journey. I still think it's related with the CRM and Rick, but that's a totally different conversation. Let's not get into that. We're not talking about Carol and Daryl, but Negan. So I think if they are opening up spin-offs, it's possible. But the question is, like, would they do that? Would they end the show and then have spin-offs for all the other characters, right? I don't think they would do that. I think Negan is the one character besides Carol and Daryl who I think could have a spin-off. Because of him being exiled. If they go down that path, for sure they could do it, right? Negan is on his own. He has his own journey. He's doing his own things. So it definitely is possible. Do I think it's, would I bet on it? Probably not, because I still think the big thing in the universe is that connection with the CRM and Rick. And I think Carol and Daryl are more going to be involved in that, because they're related with Rick. I mean, Negan for sure, but would Negan have a spinoff going to look for Rick? I don't think so. But Negan, they are also having that Tales of the Walking Dead universe thing. And Negan could definitely be part of that. But you guys let me know what you think. I think it is possible for Negan to have his own spinoff. Because of how big of a character he's become and he's popular. Again, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a great actor. He can definitely, carry his own spinoff. But the question really is, like, what would it be about? You guys let me know what you think. I feel like for Negan, it would most likely be like spin-offs in terms of like little maybe episodes or miniseries. I don't know if they would do like a full spin-off like what they're planning with Carol and Daryl. But again, that's my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. But Negan is one of these characters who is one of my most anticipated characters to see what's going to happen to them in these final 30 episodes, right? Do you guys think he will be exiled? If you do, what do you think is going to happen to him? Or do you think he will reconnect with the group? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would love to see him reconnect with the group, but it doesn't have to happen, right? You don't have to force that. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think is going to happen to him? You know, he seems to be having one of the biggest arcs of the extra 6 episodes, so definitely excited for this. But as far as this video goes, I am gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below about Negan. For more Walking Dead videos, just be sure to subscribe. We have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up, so if you're a fan, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.